the Adrien Broner versus Manny Pacquiao fight. There was a lot of hype that went into this thing. We're gonna jump right into it and unpack the situation. Eugene, Coach Gene, tell me what you thought about the fight going in, what you saw when the fight started, and how you kind of feel in its aftermath.
Well, it was exactly what we talked about 2 weeks ago. I think when we did the pre-fight segment a few weeks ago, I mean, it actually played out exactly the way I said it was going to play out. Adrian Broner doesn't throw enough punches. I thought he'd be game. He was in great shape. He looked good. Couple of rounds, I felt like he won. I had it 8-4. Manny Pacquiao. I thought it was a pretty easy fight to score, just based off the fact that Adrian Broner doesn't let his hands go. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you can have all the talent in the world, but man, if you can't let your hands go, and so that you can put yourself in a better position to win fights, then I don't know what you expect, people to say. And I feel sorry for him, like I said, because at the end of the day, I don't know, his mental disposition is just, I don't know, he's just off. The dude just does not understand that you throw one punch and somebody's throwing three, four, and five punch combinations is not going to get you a win.
No.
You're not Floyd Mayweather. You're not that accurate. You know what I'm saying? And even Floyd throws more punches than Adrian.
Well,
And I think I even took some punch stat numbers round by round. Look at the CompuBox number. Actually, I with my phone, but Manny was averaging over 45 punches a round. Adrian's averaging 15 to 20 punches.
well,
That's not going to get
you know
done.
what his total fight
Wow.
punch number was by the end of the fight? He threw 50
It was
punches.
right,
But
250. 250, he only
250.
connected on 50 plus, I think 55 punches
Yeah.
was what his connection, and he only connected on 55.
Right.
And like I said, it wasn't like that Adrian was getting beat up, because clearly we look at after the fight, I mean, Adrian Broner, he was unscathed, he had no bruises, he had nothing at all. I mean, he slipped a lot of the shots that Manny threw, but again, in the eyes of the judges, he was the busier fighter, and that's what it is.
Listen.
But Adrian should know that, though. I mean, he fought in the amateurs. The amateurs is all about volume punches. You can't sit back in the pocket and throw one punch at a time and think you're going to win a fight. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, Adrian needs to realize you don't get points for dodging punches. You have to throw punches. And one punch around while he's yelling one of his favorite things. Every time he throws a punch, he's like, ah, ah. You hear that every like maybe 10 minutes. Ah. He'll throw one of those, and I need more. We need combos. He obviously
Yeah,
came
like
into
that.
yeah, that's what you want. He came into the fight. I was actually excited about the fight because of the way his body looked. He was cut, zero body fat. Obviously, he was ready. I think he does a lot of really good things in the ring, except throw punches. When your trainer is telling you every round, dude, let your hands go. You got them where you want them. You're just not touching them up. And then and so at the end of the day, you can't win a fight if you don't give the judges something to sink their teeth into. And not only was he not throwing punches, he took a couple punches that kind of hurt him. It didn't do enough to knock him down. He has a great chin, but at the end of the day, like, he just really didn't come through. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what to expect. Joey, you saw the fight.
I did see the fight.
What did you
But
think?
like I described it earlier, and again, I'm not a boxing expert.
Right.
I'm the regular guy.
Right.
Okay, so what I saw was really I explained it as a tactical fight. I didn't feel like there was much action.
No.
I just felt like it was just a lot of I don't even know if you even want to say it was a defensive fight, but it was not.
Broner was mad defensive. Manny
No,
was trying to bring it.
Joey. I think Joey's on point. I mean, your assessment is perfect. Even as a casual fan, there was a lot of posturing going on, a lot of posturing, But in essence, it was, you could call it a tactical fight, But again, it's just a lot of posturing. Guys, really kind of moving ahead a little bit, trying to figure out what angle to throw
Right.
punches and things like that.
So
Um,
is Pacquiao basically known to, what's his record in terms of knockouts? Is he the type of fighter that you have to be careful not to catch the lucky punch because it's going to be over?
Manny Pacquiao is exceptional. I don't know if you want to pay attention to the fighter's build, but one of the things I always tell people to look at is look at the size of Manny Pacquiao's calves. You want to see how
Oh,
hard
yeah.
a guy punches? Look at the size of his calf.
That's that Pinoy power right there. You don't know about that.
Right, that Pinoy power for real.
No, I'm all about an athlete's body all day. All day. You can see everything. Well, not everything. Skills is skills, and boxing is a skill sport. But body is very big. Balance is very big. Your ability to take punches, your tree trunks, very, very big, very important. And I did take note for a second at Pacquiao's build.
Yeah.
And how, it has to be part of his success.
Yeah.
Yes, his legs is what makes Manny Pacquiao so successful. The dude has had over 40 knockouts. He's got 61 wins now, only 7 losses on his record. He's had over, so that was his 66th fight. He wants this fight 70 times before he retires. To go down in the books as one of the greatest ever, and he is already. He's notably one of the greatest fighters to ever live.
You can't help. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say you can't help but root for Manny because at first I was kind of in between, 5-10 years ago, I didn't really know what to think about him. Thought he's a good fighter, but the guy's all about his country.
Oh yeah,
he's one of the nicest guys you can meet.
I'm a fan.
He smiles at you.
I'm a fan.
He shakes your hand. He pats you on the back.
Right.
He'll say, "I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
I care about you." And then the bell rings, and he's trying to knock your block off.
Bruh, after the fight, the respect that Broner's corner showed to Pacquiao, it was more than the respect they showed to their own fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the Broner was on some next stuff.
That's how you know when a guy is sitting in a sport and he has universal respect from top.
He's such a nice guy.
Down. From top down.
He's hard. You cannot. Here's my whole thing with Manny Pacquiao. He's a very difficult guy to dislike. I mean, I watched the presser, and this man gave a Bible text.
How did that knock you out?
Everybody love Jesus.
How could I
I
not
love you.
It's like, what can you say to that?
Right.
Nothing.
Really, this dude gets up and gives a Bible text?
Nothing.
I mean, Adrien Broner just looked at him. He was like, man, I can't even really talk no noise to
Right.
you because
That cancels out all the noise. It cancels out all the noise.
I mean, so Manny Pacquiao, he's super impressive. I love what he's done with his life over the last 5 years. There was a time where he was a bit estranged from his wife. He had a number of different clubs. Let's just say clubs in the Philippines, where you could go and females and things
And
like
you
that.
can meet people.
So right, and you meet people. So
He's
haven't
come
been
a long
to the
way.
Philippines. Yeah, haven't been to the Philippines myself personally, and getting a chance to kind of see what the environment is like. It's very interesting. I'll say that. Just for the listeners, I don't want to give too much, but even going to the boxing gym over there, it's just a very intense environment. And so you got to really know what you're doing, and the fact that this man gives so much of his own personal wealth to the people. I mean, people line up in droves, to get, as Manny's giving out, hundreds of pesos to the people of the Philippines. It's just crazy to me. Like
It's big.
if you want to compare him to like a Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
he is that for them.
Now,
And that's what I love about Manny Pacquiao.
So-
but getting back to the fight, I just thought that Manny Pacquiao put on a performance. I thought he did exceptionally well. His punch count was pretty high for me, given his age. I mean, throwing 45 to 50 punches around, I mean, that's impressive. Over 12 rounds, putting that much work at 40 years old. That's
I gotta ask you this real quick, Gene. So you just talked about Manny and where he's from and where he lives. And after the fight, Adrien Broner seemed to think that he was there and he was doing this for the hood and representing. Do you get any word from the hood on how they feeling about his performance?
Man, let me tell you something about the hood, bro. Joe, you're gonna have to excuse me.
Yo, the hood was pulling for Pacquiao.
Now, let me just say this real quick, and we're gonna keep it kosher because I know we got a lot of young, listeners. The hood don't respect AB, and I'm gonna tell you why I won't respect AB. Because, first of all, anybody who in the hood, my family's from Omaha, Nebraska. Everybody knows Omaha is rough. It's one of the crime capitals of this country. I mean, it's one of the top 5 worst places in the country to live, based on the amount of crime and a lot of the gang violence. That's where Terrence Crawford is from, if you're not familiar. And the Midwest is rough. Joe, you from the D. You know how rough it is in the D. Tony Hearns is from Detroit. Cincinnati is where Adrien Broner is from. People who live in the hood are looking for people they can look up, role models they can look up to give them the motivation to get out of the hood. You'll never hear about nobody leaving the hood and want to go back. That's crazy. That's nuts. So when you talk about you doing this for the hood don't want that. You hood don't want you.
The hood likes winners.
Yeah, hood like winners. I mean, real talk. We like the hood like winners. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're really trying to do it, you need to really put forth 150% effort. We'll respect you if we can see the effort is there, but you didn't put forth the effort like you should have. And that's why you see all these memes and stuff talking about, you know, that the hood it gave up on AB. Now we recruit Manny Pacquiao. You see Manny Pacquiao with do-rags and Timberlands on. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. The hood respect people who are hard workers and trying to get up out the hood and trying to make the hood, try to motivate other people in the hood to get on the grind so that they can lift themselves up to do better for the next person.
The other thing, the hood is classy. We're respectful. We don't talk crazy to people. You know, we have our little issues and stuff from time to time, but we are some of the easiest, coolest people to get along with. So, with that being said, I just personally feel like I would hope that Adrien Broner at the end of the day would kind of cut back on some of the antics because, you know, in terms of the political side of boxing, I do think there's life for him after that in terms of being able to be maybe an announcer or something like that. When you start to step on too many toes, you start to squeeze yourself out of the game, and nobody want to see anything about AB if he's not in the ring throwing punches.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right.